It's happened to all of us. You buy a tool for a project, use it once, then own it forever. Like this doohickey that's for unscrewing or installing a bathtub drain. This is the second time I've ever touched it. Economists would call this an underutilized asset, so
the sharing economy provided a liquid marketplace to bring supply and demand together for assets that you already own.
John Gray is the CEO of the sharing economy platform RVshare, and he says while the internet made it possible, it took an economic downturn to really achieve liftoff.
People may not have been comfortable renting out a vacation home that they owned, but when you had a financial crisis in 2008, now they were, because they wanted to turn it into a second source of income.
He's talking, of course, about the big kahuna of the sharing economy, Airbnb. Even if you hardly ever get online, you know how Airbnb works.
Guests on Airbnb are looking for unique experiences.
But it's far from the only peer-to-peer sharing platform. So we're running down the Airbnb of other stuff. Let's start with John's company, RVshare.
RVshare works very similarly to a Vrbo or an Airbnb, but for RVs.
If you want to take an RV trip but don't own a rig, you'll find plenty on the RVshare website or app.
We have over 100,000 RVs, which means pretty much anywhere you are in the US, you can find a model of RV that meets your needs and book it right there through the website.
And the price?
On average, renting out an RV costs a little under $1,000 a week. Everything from a teardrop camper that costs less than $50 a night to a luxury bus that looks like a rock star lives in it and is over $1,000 a night.
So the sharing economy takes assets that you already have and that you're already paying to insure and store and maintain and monetizes them.
There are millions of RVs, north of 10 million in the US, and most of the time it's sitting on their driveway 11 months out of the year, and what we let you do at RVshare is turn it into a second source of income.
Other peer-to-peer RV sharing sites include Outdoorsy and a German-based platform just making headway in the US, Campanda. Now that you know how it works, let's quickly run down some other things you might own and that you can turn into cash flow or that you can rent if you don't have it on your own. With car rental companies jacking up prices, you might want to try out car sharing.
When you rent a car on Turo, you're renting from a real person.
Platforms like Turo and GetAround let you book people's cars, trucks, and vans by the day or by the hour. They even sell insurance to supplement your existing coverage, just like traditional car rental companies. And here's a great one for summer. You can book private pools with Swimply.
Who's ready?
Hey, a pool party doesn't work without the pool. Personally, I'd freak out about strangers peeing in my pool. There's not enough chlorine in the world. Finally, let's say you're an empty nester with some vacant bedrooms. You can rent them out as storage on the Neighbor platform.
Neighbor.com lets me rent out the space I don't use to neighbors who need storage.
And remember this tool that I bought and used only once? Well, there's even a peer-to-peer sharing platform for tools called Friendwitha. So look around at the stuff you own but don't always use, because
there's all sorts of ways to leverage assets you have to turn them into a second source of income.
The Airbnb of other stuff is at the top of the list.